So coming up next, we have some reverse pitching. So the founders are going to take a break, and instead it's going to be the investors that are going to be in the hot seat. So how's it going to work?
So, rules are really simple. We have 7 VCs from all over Europe. Each VC will have 5 minutes, 3 minutes for pitching, and 2 minutes for questions and answers. And the time will be strictly followed.
Perfect.
But yes, let's try to shuffle everything. People are still moving. Is Kaya VC ready?
Yes. So
Is Kaya VC's slides ready? Good.
right. So please welcome Anna Wolfstein from Kaya VC.
Let's applaud. You need a mic.
Awesome.
Cool. Please welcome Anna.
All right, and the time you can see is there. 3 minutes will start when you start speaking.
As you can see, pitching is scary. It's stressful and, well, it's a lot of pressure. I can feel it right now. And I'm pretty sure that all the founders here feel it daily, hell, multiple times a day, especially during pitching season. Fundraising process. It's stressful because there's a lot at stake. You know, you're pouring your heart and soul into the startup. And then you're going out there and you ask for money and for support. It's stressful enough without what we hear recently about and read all the VC bullying founders. So, unfortunately, I cannot promise you that you would never face a VC bully ever again, sorry. But what I can promise you is if you reach out to my team, we are there for you. And hey, I'm stressed, as you can hear. We understand we're all human beings. We're there for you. We will listen. And we're ready for you to talk to us. So if you're a European startup founder, either software startups or software-enabled hardware, and you're early stage, so pre-seed, seed, Series A, feel free to reach out. We will listen, and hopefully we will be able to support you. Yeah, okay. And I was pretty fast. I don't know how long it took, but yeah, thank you.
Okay. Now 2 minutes for questions. Yes, there's one. Let's just wait for the mic for the people online.
Hi, hi. I'm Kirsi from International Fox Agency. Since inclusion, diversity is very prominent here, could you just quickly tell us about the diversity in the teams that you invest in? Thank you.
This is a really good question, actually. If you go to our website, Kaya VC, you will see quite a lot of founders. We believe in pictures and in humans a lot. You will see we have female founders, people of color. We're investing in health tech, assistive tech, and yeah, female tech as well. We focus on really amazing founders, and those founders come from all kinds of backgrounds, so they are naturally diverse. Thank you.
Time for one more question. A quick one. Okay.
Yes?
Microphone is coming from here.
Hi, thank you so much for the pitch. Just quick question. Are there any particular industries you're interested in, or are you kind of industry agnostic? Thank you.
Thank you. This is a good question. We're a generalist fund, but our sweet spot is seed, and we are investing mostly in e-commerce, marketplaces, health tech, and SaaS. Thank you.
Actually, 20 seconds. So if anyone has a really quick question, let's use all the valuable time we have. No? Last chance.
So maybe I will just add that we start investing as early as pre-seed. We love hearing from founders that have amazing ideas, and we can start with 200,000 euro checks up till 2 million. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, from Estonia and from Specialist VC, we have Rivo Anton. Welcome.
Seems to, yeah, there you go.
Forward is green, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, my name is Rivo. I'm a co-founder of Specialist VC. We're a fund out of Estonia, and we cover the Baltics, Finland, and founders from Ukraine. A bit of our approach. So we think that the single most important asset in any fund's balance sheet is the relationship with the founders. This actually gives you returns if the relationships are good, and that's why we put people first. We are industry agnostic fund, but we are more experienced actually in B2B marketplaces, deep tech, and software-enabled hardware. But we don't limit ourselves to those areas only. We have backgrounds in angel investment, and therefore we keep our processes lean, fast, and transparent. Most importantly, we have no hidden agendas, so we don't sneak in with those hidden underwater rocks in the investment agreements. We want to be transparent and long-term partners. This is an overview of our portfolio across 3 vintages. We have 2 unicorns, and I think many of them in the making. Every presentation actually should have call for action. So I have 2. First, if you're interested in our fund or if you are fundraising, please do reach out. And second, please do support Ukraine. One of the opportunities is to support United Delivery Mission, which is a charity delivering equipment to Ukrainian frontline every week. And we think that this is actually a good thing to do. But secondly, it also helps all of us avoid investing in rubles. Thank you.
Thank you. So, time for questions.
True Estonian audience.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Bora. I'm actually Ukrainian and working for a Polish VC fund that invests in Ukraine. And I wonder what's your approach? So have you been considering Ukraine before? It's started after the war, and how do you approach the investment in the region?
Right, thank you. Actually, supporting Ukrainian founders is part of our strategy, so it's not connected to war. We haven't been able to do a lot of scouting right now, but generally we feel quite sort of like bold about the opportunities there, so we keep on basically doing everything according to our strategy.
More questions? They're all very thoughtful. Okay.
Gentleman from the front line.
Laur has a question. The mic is coming.
Like you're an investor in our company as well, and like it has been quite amazing working with you. Like how have you managed to build such a humble and helpful team? Thank you.
Aww.
Thank you. We believe that good relationships actually bring returns over a long period of time. Mentor note, they're fundraising. Please do reach out.
Smart. More questions? Anyone else wants? Okay.
Anyone else fundraising?
What's your main 2 metrics you're looking for?
It's really like phase dependent, but in early stage, which is like our core strategy, it's all about the team. But if you really want to go into mechanics, you know, probably it's CAC to LTV ratio, like one of them. In later stage, probably it's the growth rate only. Because we actually, one of our differentiators is that we can do also secondary transactions into post-Series A companies, and there maybe the metrics is more towards the growth.
Great,
Thank you, Rivo. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And if you want to hand your microphone to our next person.
I'll take it.
Thank you, Rivo. Coming up next, we have Camille Zifra, come over all the way from Copenhagen and from byFounders.
You don't need it? Okay.
Hello, very nice meeting you all. So I don't have beautiful slides. I'm just totally unable to multitask. So this clicker is stressing out. So I hope that I can still have a impactful presentation of byFounders. So who we are, I like to tell the story of why byFounders, because I think it's very important to understand where the managing partners of this fund came from and why now we have taken a little bit of a different approach to other VC funds. So Eric and Tommy were all founders based in Copenhagen. One was early at Skype, then early at Tradeshift, and then created his own company that he brought to the US in order to find funding. And Tommy, on the contrary, was doing this really hardware-heavy startups based in Copenhagen and trying to raise from VCs, and both came to the conclusion that it's actually quite hard to find the right partner in your region if you really are ambitious and want to, raise big money, and they had to go to the US, and then relating to funds there can be also tricky if you're in the Nordics. And so once both of them exited their companies, they started talking with other operators and founders of successful company here in the Baltics and Nordics, and try to figure out a way that the first generation of successful founders could give back to the community and the next generation of founders. So they pulled together all these wonderful people who are not part of our collective to invest in our fund and to then help in the best possible ways all the founders that we would have a bet on in terms of changing something in a positive way in the world. So our fund is structured so that we have normal LPs, but we also have offered quite a sweet deal to the operators in exchange of them to sign a pledge to help our founders, operationally speaking, get off the ground. So this is the name of byFounders for founders. And hence, with that, we invest at pre-seed and seed, mostly in the Nordics and Baltics. We have a global mandate, but we do think that we can be of a local support and really share this experience of starting with a few founders and then going all the way to success, be it in the US or in Asia or part of the world. So that's really what we stand for. Another thing that now with our new fund, which is 100 million, we have doubled down on is really transparency towards founders and being really on the same boat. So if you go to our website, you'll see that we've put our term sheet out there. You can download it. We explain all the terms. And we are quite proud of that because we invest in common shares. So we have no downward protection, no liquidation preference, which means it's quite a big of a risk for us, but we just want to be in the same boat with founders, and that's what the whole team truly believe. So it's 3 partners, and we are super happy to have a female partner just answering, the questions about diversity, and we are a team that is both from Denmark, Sweden. I'm originally from France, so we have quite a diverse team as well. So if you are, just starting,
time is up. I'm sorry.
Yes. And then I took
Everyone has 3 minutes. We have to stick to the time.
but I'm open to questions.
Yes, thank you. Questions.
I guess I could have talked more.
Yep. But maybe someone very shy but really wants to know something. This is not the time to be shy.
Or maybe you already went to the website, saw how transparent everything is, and then you know everything about byFounders.
Probably. That's a good website. Is there anything else that I'm sorry I interrupted your last sentence, but maybe you want to finish your thought?
Yes. So if you want to meet us, like being on the same boat as founders is really what we believe in. So we are having a cruise going from Oslo to Copenhagen and then back to Copenhagen to Oslo in August, where we gather all the people from our community, so founders, investors, members of the collective, people we just want to have a close relationship with. So if you go to our website, you can just fill in the form, and we hope to see you there on that cruise.
Nice. A boat party. No one can say no to that.
I hope the weather is not too bad. One year it was everyone getting seasick. So it's really being on the same boat.
Well, that's a party. I mean, definitely brought you closer together. Anyone has questions about that? Yes, go ahead. Yeah. All right.
Maybe just more a quick question. Kind of what excites you about startups personally? Why are you in the VC investing in startups?
So if I have to answer personally, I actually started with working with late-stage VC funds and then went to Series A funds and now doing pre-seed and seed. And I think where I get my energy from is just seeing those founders who have the grit and the passion to make something positive change in the world, and just be there and support them in the best possible manner is what I live for. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Camille.
Thank you so much.
And now back to Estonia, and from Trin VC, please welcome Reima Linnenvirta.
Thank you, and hello, Latitude. I'm Reima Linnenvirta, partner at Trin Ventures. At Trin, we invest in companies with a consumer or community component. We are a seed-stage investor with our entry tickets starting from 100,000 to 1 million, and we follow up to 5 million. Why consumer or community components? We are not talking about verticals. We are not talking about sectors. We are talking about business models. Business models relying on audiences, product-led growth, marketing-led growth. Business is built on a lot of small transactions. Audiences that are driving the purchases versus the great vendors. Short sales cycles, and most importantly, quick feedback loop. Why? Because we know how to help these companies to become data-driven and scale to the around. We always ask, what is your traction? This is our traction. Our portfolio companies have raised over 100 million after our initial investment, created over 400 jobs, grown 300% per year. Some examples on the arounds: Rangeforce, the plus 1 million round into a Series A of 15 million. Ready Player Me, 1 million seed round into a Series A over 10 million, and some news may be coming. Tise, seed round 1 million into a venture round over 8 million, led by some renowned VCs like Luxor Capital. Our own track record is pretty good as well, constantly delivering good returns to our investors, and that is thanks because we are able to invest in great companies. And we are looking to find some great companies here today. We have a full team in Latitude. Joel, looking for fintech. Kimmo, if you have marketplace or HR tech, talk to him. Taavi, you can find him outside walking his dog. So I really love if somebody has dog daycare service, you go talk to Taavi. So next time he can come in. Daria, looking for female founders, creator economy, Generation C. Peter, our numbers guy. So if you are really the most data-driven startup, you want to talk to Peter. He's going to love your case. If you are the craziest founder, talk to Ivar. The crazier, the better. The more he likes crazy guys. And finally, me, legal tech, compliance tech, ed tech, any kind of boring tech. So if you have an exciting case, don't come to me. boring cases, yes, I will love those. That is Reima Linnavirta, Trint Ventures, helping to scale your company with a consumer or community component into an A round. And I love to take a couple of easy questions.
Yes, the first hand is already up.
Can we get the mic?
Yes.
Hi, it's Kirsi again. We heard you this morning, so my question is prompted by that. How do you encourage your fellow VCs diversify their teams or their portfolios? Thank you.
Yeah.
You see, I'm very much with the diversity theme here.
To be honest, we are not doing great in diversity. So most of our money has gone to all male teams, and we need to change that. So one thing that we have taken already into our use, we have added screening criteria as a question. Is there a female founder? So stop our founders, partners, team members to think, to notice what kind of cases they're investing in. And second is that we need to build more diverse team. Today, we are 8 people, 2 females, 6 male. We are currently recruiting, hope to recruit female. So if somebody wants a role, profession in VC, come talk to me. Happy to take a chat.
Nice. Did you hear that, ladies?
So I hope to find at least 2 directors here today.
Nice. Any more questions about the VC or the last topic?
There has to be somebody brave enough.
I just wanted to say boring tech, amazing. I hope you coined that term today.
No, I'm too boring guy for that.
All right, but do you have anything else to say? You have 25 seconds.
I steal from Ivo. Support his charity.
Aww. What a nice way to support other VCs as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now from London, we have Joni DeVos. Welcome. From Keen Venture Partners, sorry.
Yep.
Welcome, Joni.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Good? Yay! Awesome. Cool. So I'm Joni. I'm from Keen Venture Partners. I hope I know how this clicker works. Yay! Cool. So I thought about what sets us apart as a VC from other VC funds, and it's a pretty difficult question because everybody has money and everybody tells you they're going to help you, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we are the same, so we will help you. But I actually think the most important part is, as we also say about startups, is actually the people you work with. So the people are the most important, and this is our lovely team. They're great people. They're not assholes. Lovely to work with. And of course, it's a cliche. We say, you know, the average collaboration between a VC and a founder is longer than a marriage. So choose wisely. And the only difference between a marriage and a divorce and an exit is that after a divorce, everybody is sad and poor. And after an exit, everybody is rich and happy. So the moral of the story is don't get married, but start a company. But to be more serious, I think what we try to be is we try to be the first phone call for every investor, for every startup. So whether it's good news or bad news, we want you to call us and we want you to share it with us and really know that we are in your boat. During pitching season, and raising money, you're performing. You're trying to do your best to convince us. But after we're convinced, after we signed, we are in your boat and we're doing it together. And it's nice to feel that way as well. So it's more of a teamwork than sort of us only looking at your numbers. More of the technicalities, we are an Amsterdam-London-based fund. We invest in ready-to-scale tech across Europe. There needs to be product market fit, and you just need money to sort of go international, scale it up, hire more sales executives, et cetera, et cetera. We do Series A, Series B investments. Average ticket size is sort of 5 to 10 million. We lead, we co-lead, we follow, whatever, because you're the rock star. If you want us on our cap table, we will follow suit. We invest in companies with a 10x return potential, and we have a great portfolio. We're in our second fund. It's 150 million. We raised it last year. And really looking forward to work with all you guys. I have 50 seconds left. This is a problem. We're a generalist fund, so we invest in B2B, B2C, And generalist funds, of course, have the problem that they don't really go deep. So to sort of offset that problem, we are thesis-driven. So every month we have a brainstorm, we decide on a topic, and then we do a deep dive, and we speak with all the experts, we map all the startups in the space and speak to them. So if we sit at the table with a founder, we try to be slightly more knowledgeable than stupid. It's a low bar. And I would say about half of our investments are thesis-driven and about half of our investments are opportunistic. So it's just a great opportunity comes by and we will jump on it. And that's it. If you want to work with us, find us. We're Keen Venture Partners. I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, anything. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. So, what an insightful pitch. Thank you so much. Any questions?
It was all clear.
I know she made it very clear, but you must have questions. Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your investments into the Baltics and why you're here?
Excellent question, excellent question. So if you look at our portfolio, it's centered in the Netherlands, Germany, France, and UK. But the last sort of years, we've seen great companies coming out of the Baltics, coming out of Estonia. So we really want to sort of expand and also find great Estonian and Baltic and also Nordic companies. So that's why we're here. So at the moment, we have no investments in the Baltics, and we want to change that, and that's why we're here.
Any other questions?
I can also just stand in silence for 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
Let's not do that.
What has been your favorite thing about Latitude?
My favorite? Well, the prison party.
Of course, of course.
Of course, I thought that was amazing. That's the wrong answer. Honestly, I think it's an amazing conference. It's small and cozy, but there are a lot of people. Tallinn as a city is nice. The atmosphere is cool. This could be like a techno bunker, but actually it's a tech conference. So yeah, I like it.
Any potential investments coming up? Any meetings interesting?
Yeah, I've had interesting meetings. Yeah. We never tell, especially not on stage.
What about in the next 20 seconds? No, I understand, but no, that's really exciting, and I hope you get some really good intros and
no,
companies
honestly,
from
I'm
this.
just happy to be here, and if you're a founder, whether Baltics, Nordics, whatever, find us.
Yes, find her. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joni. And back to Estonia again, and from Change Ventures, we have Uriyo Orjasaar. Welcome.
Hi. I'm kind of a last-minute substitution, so I don't know. We got Andris' slides up here. I think we can take those down. Hi, I'm Uriyo. I'm the founder and partner at Change Ventures, where we invest in ambitious Baltic founders that are in their pre-seed and seed stage startups. The main role, I think the main value that we bring is we take you from those kind of teenage years of startup, that early pre-seed seed, to Series A, where we help you find product market fit. And that journey from teenager to adult is, I think, the hardest part of it. And we lend you our credibility, we lend you our network, we let you know where we hire, where you can get your next round's financing. And that's really where I see where we contribute the most. And Series B, C, all that good stuff, that's champagne problems, that's for later. Us early stage investors, we're probably not gonna play much of a role in that. So when shopping around for a fund, think about that. This is a very specific team that you're looking for. But at Change Ventures, we've made already 29 investments from the 2 funds so far. They're worth several billion on paper, but we know how far you can go with your paper returns until there's exits. And we've also had a few exits already. So, but I think the reason why you guys are doing this isn't for the exits. It isn't really the money. Otherwise, you guys would be lawyers, I don't know, doctors, oil firm executives, right? You're here because you want to change the world. And that's why I said we invest in ambitious Baltic founders. We're looking for you guys to change that world. And I think our portfolio and talking to those CEOs, you can find out how we've helped them. But their stories are really our stories. That's the most interesting part. So if we're talking about changing the world, we've already helped create 2,000 jobs through the portfolio companies that we have. Those 2,000 people are out there changing the world for real. For example, President Zelensky, when he's making his calls to Angela Merkel or Macron, he does it on our platform, Interactio. Not only is it Ukraine, but turns out all of the EU in Brussels and Strasbourg is using Interactio. And for football fans, FIFA as well. It's a brand new way of communicating now and bringing people in from any culture into any meeting. You can get an instant interpreter. So check out Interactio. Somebody else that's changing the world, Aurora. Any of you probably that have ordered stuff from Ali, eBay, anything from China, all of those taxes and duties, all of that gets calculated by Aurora's back end. So that next year, the European nations will probably get an extra 10 billion euros of e-commerce revenue because Aurora's out there changing the way e-commerce is done. Timbetter, we're hearing about forests being cut down. For the first time ever, Timbetter has rolled out over 1,500 licenses in Pernambuco to all of the local government officials. Every time they see a piece of wood that's been cut down, they take a picture with Timbetter. If it's not in the database, you're in violation. Every piece of wood from now on in the rainforest will start getting tracked with this Estonian platform. Stories like that, that's changing the world. That's really doing something. If you guys are ready to change the world, come talk to us at Change Ventures.
So, thank you, Yrjö. So went into the question time, but we still
have a very diverse team. 50% of the team is female.
Yes.
And 43% of the co-founders in our portfolio are female. So we're right about parity.
Can I ask how...
I preempted with my own term sheet.
How did you get there to 43% of the portfolio?
You know, we did something really crazy.
You trusted women?
We looked for the best founders, and turns out half of them are female.
Let's have a round of applause.
So we implemented that whole thing that we just invest in the best founders.
Nice.
And that's worked out for us. I don't know. So those other funds can try that too.
Yeah. One more question. There's still a little bit. Oh.
Thanks. I wanted to ask, double check about the sectors where you're operational. You mentioned.
I'm sure they're on Andres' slide somewhere.
Yes. You mentioned e-commerce and technology, but for example, life scientists, biotech, they are changing the world.
Good question. I was about to say, oh, we don't do any of that stuff, but we have an amazing company, Gelitex, that's in, obviously, alternative meat, and how to produce this alternative meat without the cows, but yet how to have that mouthfeel of a steak, right, that you're biting through. So it's not pate, but it's actually meat, right? Having that structure, that comes from Gelitex. So yes, if we can get our mind around the science, if we feel that we can help you, like I said, to go through those teenage years from the pre-seed to seed to find the product market fit, if we can help you, we want to be there. If we can't help you, let somebody better invest in you, somebody who has that kind of background or knows something about that niche. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Last but not least, all the way from Lithuania, please welcome Arvydas Bložė from Practica.
Well, we have a saying that if you don't fall, you don't know how to stand up. That's why we have stairs on our logo. I'm Arvydas, and I'm from Practica Capital, coming from Vilnius, Lithuania. We are an early stage VC with a sole purpose to back Baltic entrepreneurs. Baltic meaning Baltic states and Baltic founders in Europe. We are committed to the Baltic ecosystem to produce what we call intrinsic outliers since 2012. Intrinsic outliers because of the export-driven mentality, white diaspora, and I think all of you here can see what's happening in the Baltics, and the best is yet to come. We are a team of 7 working together for 8 years. And if you know Lithuanians, you can imagine how hard it was for us to smile in a picture. We have a lead investor mentality where typically come in with a high conviction, and we are in 90% of our portfolio companies, we are the first investor. Extension of our team, and we are blessed to have it, is that majority of our LPs are entrepreneurs. Founders and C-level management from current Lithuanian unicorns and future Lithuanian unicorns, as well as you can recognize some big names and international players that are trusting us as a platform for them to take part in the Baltic ecosystem. Also, by virtue of operating for 10 years, we have 150 founders in our family and 2,000 people working in companies that were created from scratch, from pre-seed kind of slides that we are super proud of. As Practica, we have evolved ourselves together with ecosystem, starting from pre-seed fund running accelerator to really right now focusing on a seed stage. We manage 52 million euro under free funds in 2 vintages. We have 62 portfolio companies, and we invest from 200 to 3 million euro initial tickets. We are raising a new fund. Hopefully, these numbers will ramp up significantly. Our focus is really 0 to 1 journey, right? So this is what we find super important, and we kind of tend to look for this journey in proximity to us. So relevant geographical, social, cultural nodes. That's why we want to be local investor. We do focus horizontally rather than any vertical. Why? Because we look for product founder market fit rather than, drill down in a small kind of geographical space in very particular vertical where it's hard to find pipeline. Our value added is really not to disturb founders with our value added, right? So we curate knowledge from networks, markets, and successes and failures, put it into a trivia in the form of playbook, give it to our founders with sole intention to maximize their headspace and do what they do, build companies. We have unfair advantage in SaaS and marketplace verticals because of personal experiences, entrepreneurial experiences, so under the hood knowledge that can be offered in a process optimization, building sales teams, and also deep tech has a very special place in our hearts. Why founders choose us? We asked this question for our portfolio companies, and they answered that we are the investor that builds conviction and goes in as very, very hard in their, that's it, in their most ambitious place. This is what I wanted to tell. I'm Arvidas from Practica, and please get in touch.
Thank you. But luckily, you still have time for questions. So once more, does anyone have questions to the VCs? Yes.
Hi, you mentioned that you invest in Lithuanian companies, like local Baltic companies. Do you invest in companies that are about to launch in the Baltics, but that come from other markets rather than the Baltics? Thank you.
I think we would not tend to invest as long as there is really intellectual property and holding companies originating here. That would be our criteria, but not because we're arrogant. We can help you definitely to scale into Baltics, but probably the true purpose is to have a differentiation, stand for something as a VC, and they must know we are a local investor. We put companies from here to Series A. This is where we focus at, right? And I think, yeah, that's it.
Anyone else? Yes.
Hi. How many Estonian companies you have in portfolio? And what's your main metrics in seed stage?
So Estonian companies, we have one and only, Montonio Finance, the only investment, doing very good. We're looking into multiple companies right now, but I think with new fund, we will be much more active here, also hiring local kind of associate to help our team. And for SaaS, it really depends on vertical. Right, so for early stage, seed stage, it really depends on vertical, but it's really about team. I can go for marketplace, we look more on the total addressable market. So this is kind of, I think in the seed stage, you should formulate a bit of conviction and feeling how the end game should look like if your metrics works out. Because in seed stage, there are not enough data sets typically to really tell that your core economy is working or whatnot. So you typically look at core assumptions. Can they build something meaningful, it's a large enough market, and kind of scale it down? So for SaaS, 5K MRR works, 20K MRR works. But we also do pre-revenue, pre-product because of the founders' knowledge in the domain and their assumptions about total addressable market and end game. So then we discount back and then we invest. Revenue is not a criteria for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arvidas. Thank you.